Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Burning Down Babylon. I am your host, Lloyd White, always doing it right. So, we got Michael Brown back in the news. For those of you who don't know, Michael Brown was the man who was shot and killed by police after he rushed Officer Darren Wilson and tried taking his gun. He was stopped while walking with his friend Dorian while they were walking down the middle of the street. Officer Darren Wilson stopped him, told him get out of the street. Mr. Brown got belligerent, went for his gun, rushed him. Officer Wilson was forced to defend himself and ultimately ended up killing Mr. Brown. After this happened, his friend Dorian, who is on the left in this picture, came up with the whole hands up, don't shoot story. Hands up, don't shoot, as you know, hashtag hands up, don't shoot, went around social media and the news media as part of Mr. Brown's false narrative that he's an innocent man, his hands were up, and this police officer just shot him because he's racist and he doesn't like black people. The investigation proved this was wrong, and prior to being killed by the police officer, as pictured here on the right, Mike Brown strong-arm robbed this convenience store for blunts, which are tobacco, like cigars, that you take the tobacco out and you replace it with marijuana. It's a way to smoke marijuana. Well, the reason this story is back in the news is we got a Jewish filmmaker, Jason Pollock, with a movie coming out called Stranger Fruit, where he's going to tell his version of what happened on that day. And I saw the previews. In the previews, what this guy is saying is Michael Brown traded marijuana for the cigarillos, therefore he wasn't robbing the store, therefore he shouldn't have been stopped by the police and never should have been killed. Well, because of the investigation, we learned that Officer Darren Wilson had no idea that Michael Brown robbed the store. That's not why he was stopped. He was stopped because he was walking down the middle of the street on the yellow lines, so to say. And Darren Wilson was driving up the street, saw the gentleman, and told him get out of the road. And Michael Brown got belligerent, the altercation took place, and he was shot and he lost his life. So, you know, Mr. Pollock, your story goes right out the window. You can see he's already wearing a t-shirt. He already got the merchandise. He's seen here at the South by Southwest Film Festival in Austin, Texas. He was also on a media campaign. I'm going to link the Fox News interview with Mr. Pollock in the description box. I'm also going to link the footage from the security camera where you can see where Mr. Brown was robbing the convenience store. In Mr. Pollock's movie, he edits the video to make it seem like Mike Brown traded a bag of marijuana for the cigarillos. And when you watch the full footage, the unedited footage, he tries trading marijuana for the cigarillos prior to robbing the store. But the employees don't want to trade drugs for merchandise and tell him to beat it. The next day or a few days later, Michael Brown comes back and wants the cigarillos and strong-arm robs the store. That's where he leaves, walks down the middle of the road, has the altercation with Officer Wilson and gets killed. So again, we have the media pushing this false narrative that Michael Brown was just an innocent guy. You know, he didn't do nothing. He's just a good boy. He's a gentle giant. He wouldn't harm anyone. Now, with a guy with a fold of money in his mouth and a gun pointed at the camera, drinking and smoking marijuana, He's obviously not just a good boy that, never harmed anyone. I don't take pictures of myself with a pistol in my hand. Probably one of the stupidest things you could do is put pictures of yourself drinking and doing drugs with guns on social media. But that's me. Hey, whatever. So again, we got Michael Brown back in the news because we got this shekel grubber, Jason Pollock, trying to make $1 off his name. And in my personal opinion, I don't think there's no lower you can stoop than to try to make money by virtue signaling and pretending to support black people so you could make a movie and sell merchandise and make money. This guy's a piece of shit, and I hope no one supports the movie. I obviously am not going to support it. But again, I'm going to leave the links in the description box below. You can watch the interview and see the footage for yourself. I think this is despicable. Again, we have the press lying to us, forcing these race-baiting stories, painting the police officer as racists and murderers, when after the investigation, it's proven that these men are criminals and they get killed for their actions, not because they're black. They get killed because they attack the cops, they have illegal firearms on them, they're selling drugs, they're doing all kinds of nefarious things, which leads them to running into the police, and then they don't follow the police's orders, or they attack the police, or they go for the cop's gun, which is a pretty quick and sure way to get killed, if you ask me. But, hey, I'm only Lloyd White. What do I know? So, check out the videos below. Make up your own mind. Don't let the media make up your mind for you. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Hit the thumbs down if you don't, because I don't give a shit either way. Leave comments. I will answer comments. And if you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. Again, Lloyd White for Burning Down Babylon. Peace.